Hey everyone, it's Bree and I'm back with another scrapbook process video for the Shimmerz Paints Color Kits design team. And I'm going to be working with the September color kit, and it comes with this really awesome set of the Shimmerz dots. It comes with the Shimmerz in Wisteria Lane, a Creamies in a Jam, a Vibes in Palm Reader, and a Spritz in Practice What You Peach. Now these colors are so pretty. As you can see, I'm going to be working with the purples first. But what I wanted to say is they look really dark in the pots, but once they come out and they dry, they tend to fade a little bit, not fade, but they tend to lighten up a little bit. So they're not as dark as they seem, and they're very soft and super pretty. So I have got two pieces of 8.5 by 11 Neenah, I think it's 110-pound cardstock, and I've prepped both of these sheets with some white gesso. And so what I'm doing is I'm just spreading the color around the entire page because I have intentions of punching out some shapes with this painted cardstock. So I'm going to do the two purples on one, and then I'm going to do the peach color on the other. Since the two purples complement each other, obviously, but then the green and the peachy orange color, if you were to get them mixed together, you could potentially make a muddy. So that's why I kept them separate. And I really wanted to showcase each color so that they stood out. And I wanted to show you how you could use these four colors together on one page. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just spreading the color out, adding some water, and just being very creative and loose with this piece because I'm going to be punching shapes out of it, as well as stamping as well. So I'm doing the same thing with the Practice What You Peach color, and look how gorgeous this orange is. It really just looks like orange sherbet, honestly. It is such a soft and very pretty peachy color. I love it. So look at all the shimmer and shine that those two pots gave, as well as the spritz. And I'm sorry if I if I sound a little different. I'm I'm getting over a little cold that I got. You gotta love the beginning of the school year when even when your kids are older, they still bring home school germs. I can't stand it, but I'm getting better. It's just it's still in my throat. Okay, so I have pulled out the stamp that I got in my Hip Kit Club kit. This is the Dear Lizzie stamp that is from her, I think it's called She's Magic, new collection. So I'm stamping the floral set as well as these little flower pieces or floral pieces, and I'll be fussy cutting those out. Now the outline of the stamp that just the stamp is an outline of like the floral piece where you could stamp in like the filler for it because there's two separate stamps. And I wanted just that line because I'm going to be fussy cutting some florals from the paper from that collection, and it kind of complements each other. I just like that the stamp pops off of the mixed media on my paper. Okay, so I have all those punch pieces placed to the side, and now I'm going to be working on the base of my layout. Now I had it in my mind that I was just going to do like a vertical design, like have all of the florals as well as the punched pieces all the way down the bottom. But then I also wanted it to go out to the left and right. And then I didn't really even realize it at first, but then it ends up looking kind of like a cross. And, but I love how it turned out, honestly. So I'm just adding that Vibes in Palm Reader around the page, and I'm adding some splatters. And so I'm going to set this aside to let it dry. And I kind of have an idea of how I want it. Like I want to have my photos in the middle with the embellishments going vertically, and then off on each side of the photos as well. Now, I do have to tell you, I struggled by cutting these photos, like even with a paper trimmer where it has, you know, like the sharp edge or the straight edge that you, as a guide, I can still cut things crooked. Like, I don't know, struggled like big time. Like you could see it right there. It was so crooked on both photos. Excuse me. So I do take like a few minutes with my scissors to straighten it out. Like I'm still like, seriously, this is sped up 4 times and I'm still like trying to make it straight. All right, but I made it work and they're straight now. So I'm just going to dab up some of the leftover color there on my page. And then I'm going to eventually take my heat tool to it because I did add a little bit of water and it wasn't drying as fast as I wanted it to. So I'm pulling out another stamp set and I'm going to be stamping in those little pieces that I punched out from my mixed media sheets. And I chose one that says picture perfect, and then I'm going to choose another one that says the big moment, because I am scrapbooking my boy's first day of school for this year. My oldest is a freshman this year and my youngest is started middle school. So it was two big firsts in our household, high school and middle school. So yeah, I added some stitching on my page up and down, and then this is the sheet that I fussy cut the flowers from, also from the Dear Lizzie collection, and I'm just going to play with my placement here. And I should have snapped a picture, honestly, because after I pulled everything off so I could add vellum to the back of my photo, I totally forgot how I was going to place everything. I mean, I love how it turned out in the end, but I just couldn't remember how I had it. So I'm just going to be scattering like the hearts that I punched out, as well as the stamped images and then the fussy cut florals. So you can kind of see what I was going for in the beginning, how I wanted things up and down, and then a few things to the left and right of the photos. And I love to do mixed media or like my shimmers on like a plain piece of watercolor cardstock or I'm sorry, cardstock, watercolor paper, or a cardstock that you've prepped with some gesso and punch things out or stamp and fussy cut, because it gives you like another idea of adding mixed media onto your page. And this was another way of showing y'all how you could use this kit differently. And I love how the purple and the peach pop off on the green. And that green is so pretty and it's got so much shimmer. I love it. So I've added vellum to the back of my photos, and I decided just to lay them next to each other and not stagger them or have them separate. I just did it. I backed them on the same piece of paper or same piece of vellum. Whew, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm so out of breath. Okay, so this is where I go back in and I'm adding all of the florals that I fussy cut, and I'm going to start adhering those down. And then I'm going to start also adhering the hearts as well, I believe. I think. See. Yep, here we go. I'm going to start gluing them down. But yes, so if you don't know, these color kits sell out pretty quickly. So it's such a great deal, and they like Stacy and Sammy have really created like the most gorgeous kits and have really paired and grouped some great colors together to make awesome kits. So they are released on the 1st of every month. So y'all, like, we do tend to post reminders leading up to the release day. That way y'all can, set your alarms or set a reminder, because they do go fairly quickly. And because, yeah, they're all great. So stay tuned, because we will have another release on October 1st. And there are lots of colors, beautiful colors in each kit. There's the original color kit that I'm working with right here. I apologize if I forgot to mention which color kit I'm working with. I always work with the original color kit. There is also the Missy Whitten color kit, and that is also stunning and beautiful. And that usually has, or I believe always has, an exclusive cut file by Paige Evans in there as well. So lots of great things in these kits, and they're so much fun. Okay, so I have started adhering all of my little hearts, and I just used heart punches from my stash. I think one of them is a punch I got from Michael's, maybe? No, it's Martha Stewart punch, and then the other one is like a Stampin' Up punch. Or I think the rest of them are Stampin' Up punches. And I'm just staggering like all of the hearts around the page. And I love how it's turned out. It's so soft and it's so pretty, and it's not like your typical back to school layout, you know, with like the bold colors. But I just love, I don't know, I tend to always go towards, you know, the softer colors. So I'm so pleased with how this turned out. Now I'm going to add the Shimmerz dots onto this uh, page, and I love how they turned out. I always like to add thread underneath them just to add a little bit more texture. And if you're not familiar with the Shimmerz dots, they are epoxy flare, and it comes with a little pop dot on the back of them. But you can take them off if you don't want too much dimension when using them. I have used them both ways. This for this specific layout, I left the pop dot on there to give it a little more lift. And I just love how they like tucked perfectly underneath those hearts. So I'm going to be working on my title here, and I'm using these stickers. I believe these are also from the Dear Lizzie She's Magic collection, I believe. And I couldn't really figure out what I wanted for my title. So I pulled these stickers from Pink Fresh Studio. I think the line is office hours. Yeah, that's what it is. And they're geared for work, but I thought I found a few stickers that could go with a school theme. So my original thoughts were for my title. The first one was going to be like, I think I was going to put like ready, like we're ready, you're ready, set, go. And then I was going to put let's go. And then I like axed all those and I put hustle. And I'm going to add some pretty little studio alphas right on top of the word hustle. And it's going to say let's hustle. Because we were ready. I mean, they weren't really nervous, or maybe they were, they just didn't tell me. But it was, you know, a big first for both of them, or big firsts for both of them, high school and middle school. And let me tell you, middle school is so much different than elementary school. And Elijah, to this day, will still say, I miss recess and, you know, having a little bit more time outside. And yeah, it's just a big change. Noah, on the other hand, he loves high school and just thinks, you know, it's just so different. They're so much more independent once they start high school, and you know, where they're starting to be more responsible. And yeah, it's just crazy how time is flying for both of them, and I just wanted to slow down. Yeah, so I pulled some stickers from the Dear Lizzie 6x12 sticker sheet, and I'm going to be using a few of those floral pieces. And I'm going to switch this around because it matched that flower beneath it a little too closely. I am going to go back through and add some splatters from the Vibes Palm Raider from the kit to add just a little bit more green here and there. And I'm so pleased with how this turned out. I absolutely love this kit. Stay tuned for the October kits that will be released in just a few days, or actually a little over a week. But here's my final photos. Thank you so much for commenting, watching, and subscribing. I hope I've inspired you in some way today. And thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.